and welcome to Newsmakers. I'm your host, Nancy Lewis. Today we're going to be talking about the recent Kansas Supreme Court decision that affects school funding. We're here today with Kansas State Senator Julia Lynn, and we are here in the Truman Library in a replication of the Oval Office, which is really just so fascinating if you want to come by and take a look sometime. Okay, so yeah, this is the big news in Kansas, the Supreme Court decision that came in and talked about K-12 finding, essentially K-12 funding, finding that it wasn't as equitable as it should be, according to the Supreme Court decision. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for the formula in Kansas? What happens next?
Well, first of all, I am so pleased that the legislature, in a rather short amount of time, was able to come to a decision and actually conform to what the Supreme Court...
It was quick, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was. And, you know, obviously a lot of work goes into that, a lot of collaboration, a lot of discussions. I'm not on the Education Committee, but you can imagine how that kind of took over the session a little bit this year.
Yeah, so what's next?
Well, I think that we move forward with some of the policy provisions that we have in place. One of the things that we did was to allow local school districts to raise more money locally according to what their constituents would like their districts to look like. So I'm very glad that we were finally able to do that. In Johnson County, that has been a big issue since I've been in the Senate, and we finally got it done.
It'll make a huge difference.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing that we did was we provided a piece for choice for those families and children who may not perform as well in a public education venue and would perhaps benefit from being in a private venue.
What kind of feedback are you getting from constituents on this?
Well, you know, it's surprisingly, it hasn't been a heavy feedback. Some of the feedback has been very positive in my district. Some of it has been negative, not really understanding what the provisions do. And I think that that will take some time to work out just as we go forward. And we are going to be going into the veto session in about 3 weeks. So there could be something that happens during that veto session, although I think it's going to be pretty quiet, and we're going to put this to bed and go forward and see how it all plays out.
In general, do you think that the citizens out there are doing enough to make sure that their voices are heard by you, those who are supposed to be representing them?
Yes, that's a really great question, and one that I've been very concerned about since I've been in the Senate. You know, we do a lot of effort on my end to have a website, have emails, have Twitter accounts and Facebooks and so forth to provide for some interaction with our constituents. However, sometimes when a bill gets introduced, just at that very early stage of the process, there can be a lot of confusion, a lot of opinions, there can be some overreaction to bills that are introduced. And what we have to understand is that those bills go through a process, a very deliberative process. So what goes in at the front end of a bill introduction and what ends up at the end is completely a different thing.
So the more two-way communication, the better.
Absolutely.
All right, wish we had more time.
Oh, it was great to be with you.
Thanks for being here, and thank you for being here too. We'll see you next time on Newsmakers.